This is the story of Adam and Eve, the very first humans, living in the most beautiful place ever created. Their story is about choices, consequences, and a lesson that's still relevant today. It all started in a place called the Garden of Eden. Imagine the perfect world: trees full of delicious fruit, animals roaming peacefully, rivers sparkling in the sun. And in the middle of it all, God placed Adam, the first man. His job? Take care of the garden. But God noticed something. Adam was all alone, and that wasn't good. So God created a partner for him, a woman named Eve. Together, they had everything they could ever want. No stress, no hunger, no arguments. Life was perfect. Here's where things get interesting. God gave them just one rule. You can eat fruit from any tree in this garden, except for one, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. If you eat from it, you'll die. One rule. That's it. How hard could it be, right? One day a serpent showed up. Now, this wasn't your average snake. It could talk. It said to Eve, "Did God really say you can't eat from any tree in the garden?" Eve answered, "We can eat from any tree, just not this one. If we do, we'll die." But the snake was clever. It said, "You won't die. God just knows that if you eat it, you'll become like him. You'll know good and evil." Eve started to think about it. The fruit looked so good, and the idea of being wiser? That sounded pretty tempting. So, she picked some of the fruit, took a bite, and gave some to Adam. He ate it too. And then, everything changed. For the first time, they realized they were naked. They felt embarrassed and tried to cover themselves with leaves. When God came to the garden that evening, he called out, "Where are you?" Adam replied, "We're hiding because we're naked." God asked, "Who told you that you're naked? Did you eat from the tree I told you not to?" Adam pointed at Eve, saying, "She gave it to me." And Eve pointed at the snake, saying, "It tricked me." God wasn't happy. He told the serpent, "From now on, you'll crawl on your belly." To Adam and Eve, he said, "Life won't be easy anymore. You'll have to work hard to survive, and things will be painful, and you can't stay in this perfect garden." But here's the important part. God didn't abandon them. He gave them clothes and still cared for them, even though they had to leave the garden. And that's the story of Adam and Eve. It's about choices and consequences, but also about love and second chances. So what would you have done? Would you have eaten the fruit? Thanks for reading. If you enjoyed this story, there's so much more to explore. Let's uncover these amazing stories together.